know Tom and Dan have been putting on a free beer fest for over 11 years now? And did you also...
O-Town's #1 rock station, Z159 FM. Right. Your only home for the Hot Tub and Mini Fridge Morning Show and Dump 'em Out Fridays.
Ooh, yeah, a hot tub and mini fridge. Keep me cold and hot.
Knock, knock.
Who's there?
Squirt.
Squirt who?
Squirt is P, you dumb rednecks.
Right about now, you are listening to the incredible
And Mediocre Time with Tom and Dan, who kindly remind you that squirt is P.
Z159 FM.
Hello.
All right.
I screwed it all up. Oh, I gotta fix your camera. There's no Tom. Where's Tom at? Where's he at? There he is. There's Tom. These cameras are so high powered that they will blow some shit up. All right, let me get that out of here. All right, we're going to do some voicemails. Couple of voicemails.
Yeah.
We do have a guest coming in, guys, but I kind of fucked up the time here, so.
No, you didn't. I wrote down 10 on the schedule, 10:30.
Good morning, Keita. I'll say hi to everybody as a quick warm-up to get us moving. I want to have a good show today. We have Savannah in today. EJ, you definitely need to go, buddy. If my cheapo wife is telling you should go, you should go. I told him he could do Pokemon Go, University of Miami Championship Edition. You go down there.
So they're doing a national championship at, I almost called it Joe Robbie, at Hard Rock Stadium?
I guess, yeah.
Okay.
I think so.
All
That'll
right.
be a party. That'll be wild.
Yeah.
That will be wild.
Oh, yeah.
You know what I enjoyed about, this is a good warm-up. You know what I enjoyed about the Miami Ole Miss game last night? Ole Miss. Ole. Not old. Ole.
Ole.
Oh, well.
Ole Miss.
Ole Miss. Boy, that's got racist tendencies, right? whether you want to have it or not. It's like, where do you go? It's go, Ole Miss. And then everybody's, I know what you think. I know how you voted. But the cheerleaders, the Miami cheerleaders, because I think of most things in terms of my horniness. The Miami cheerleaders, hot, lightly brown, dark-haired beauties.
Uh-huh.
Ole Miss, less tan, white as snow, Elsa hair, blondies.
Yeah, okay, yeah.
It was
That's what I want.
Oh, it was the best. It was an amazing game. It was the two best of both worlds.
Yeah.
They like shimmy shake. Oh, my God. Is that bad?
Are we?
Am I not supposed to like that?
We'll be alive when they finally get rid of cheerleaders, right?
Because they're stripping
And
it
I'll
out
be
of.
mad.
You're right. You know what? Our mind went the same. Hold on. Hold on. Should we be talking about?
Yeah,
it?
yeah.
All right, hold on. Oh, I'm not set up. This motherfucker's an idiot. I always do this. I set everything up because I run 3 computers. I don't turn this shit on. You fucking idiot. Piece of shit. Midget. All right. Here we go. In 3, 2.
Welcome back to A Corporate Time. So we're talking cheerleaders.
Yeah.
Because
Yeah, let's talk about it.
now
I feel bad for what I said. I was talking about how, like, off the air, I was talking to you privately via encrypted email. No, we were just talking. And I was talking about how I was watching the semifinals of the NCAA football tournament.
Yeah.
And I was watching Ole Miss, not Old Miss, but Ole Miss versus U of M, the U, Miami.
Yeah.
And how the cheerleaders fit the stereotypical demographic. You had
of Miami and Mississippi.
Absolutely. You had like lightly tanned, crispy, sun-kissed golden Miami with dark hair. Latinas, yeah. Small up top, big on the bottom.
Oh, yeah.
And beauties. And then on the Ole Miss side of things, you had a bunch of Elsas, a bunch of snow white hair, not very tan. Hey y'all, it's a lot of hey y'all.
Smaller ass, bigger boobs.
Bigger boobs. Yeah. I was like, that was just glorious. If you like, the game was secondary to it was just great. It was great. And then I felt instantly creepy.
So
don't talk about it.
We
just enjoy it and shut up.
The cheerleaders, the whole aspect of being a cheerleader and the fact that teams still have cheerleaders.
Yes.
Yeah, I mean, it was
They wrap it in athleticism, but I think there are a lot of guys like me that watch it and are like, ooh la la.
Well, they've changed
or
a
they're
lot.
not.
No, well, they've changed a lot of their costumes to make them a
they're
little
mad
more
when you say
athletic.
that. When you call them costumes, they get mad.
Is that wrong? Is that wrong? What does it say?
Yeah, I don't know.
Uniform?
I don't know. Outfit?
An outfit? But
Outfits is just as bad, I feel like.
But I said costumes because I feel like they are putting
costumes are clowns. Is what you're saying. Right? Clowns wear costumes.
They're putting on a
Put on
presentation.
your costume, clown.
What uniform?
Are they athletes?
They're not playing a game.
Are they athletes? See, this is
Of
where
course
you're going to
they're
start getting the emails. Okay.
No.
All right.
Of course they're athletes.
All right, we've determined
but they're
that they're
putting on a
athletes.
presentation.
They're
putting on a dance performance.
they're performers.
Yeah. So
Athletic performers.
Performers wear costumes. So that's, I mean, they're branded as the team.
I don't think I can argue with you on that.
Oh, yeah. And so.
Yeah, I'll give you that.
They're athletes, of course.
Yeah.
I mean,
You have to say that now. If you don't say that now, you get yelled at.
NASCAR drivers? No.
I knew that. Dude, we are on the same
No, I'm
effing
joking.
wavelength
I
today.
think they have to be in good
That's exactly
shape.
what I was going to say.
Yeah.
Well,
F1 drivers, athletes.
Well, having a great HRV and being an athlete are different. You know, like Jeff Gordon. You think Jeff Gordon, you look at Jeff Gordon, you're like, that guy's peak performance athlete? He's
much
just
is
a darn good driver. I prefer to say that. He's just
How
a great
much
race
is he
car driver.
training? Because you have to do some training.
He was in the middle. He
keep-
got a little bit of Dale and a little bit of the future. So if we're using Jeff Gordon as our example, I think he's a little bit old school where you're drinking beer, smoking cigarettes, and driving. And then he's a little bit like you put on the oxygen mask and run on the treadmill. And I think he's more good old boy.
All right. Anyway, back to
He's also a California NASCAR driver. I don't trust him.
back to
They got to be from the Carolinas or for me to trust them.
cheerleaders.
Yes.
Are we going to be alive when they finally just get rid of cheerleaders, or is it never going to go away? Okay.
We'd
so
have to talk
I
to
got
a
two-
cheerleader and find out the popularity of the programs. Because if you look at any of the conventions for young kids, kind of like Maisie, like my daughter with
it's huge.
dance, it's huge.
Yeah.
So I don't know.
There's a lot of money in it, and so I bet it stays because of the money in you getting your kid into some organized thing is beneficial to them. So it's like
is.
that seems like it won't go away. The teams themselves, you have to, I guess. Have the cheerleader, big cheer is for sure wants the teams to continue to have cheerleaders
To thrive, yeah.
so that the marketing of being a cheerleader is still there.
Well, because
so the
they
little
all go-
girls
yeah.
want to be
Yeah.
cheerleaders.
Correct.
If they don't have the professional teams and the college teams having these cheerleaders, that the cameras will show them because that's good for ratings,
Yeah,
right? Now the more I
It's
think
not
about
bad.
no, 100%. Yeah, so it's,
And they're not there to not look good. That's
It'll
why
never go
That's
away.
why I don't feel terrible about what I was saying. But but they don't pick the least attractive people to be the cheerleaders.
yeah.
Or at least you never see them on camera.
We will.
Is there some place doing that
There's big cheerleaders. There are now bigger
at big schools?
at I don't know. I don't watch enough college. There's none in the NFL. I mean, they've incorporated dudes, but they've been doing that for a while. But,
Yeah.
and-
Atlanta had a couple of guys on the
But
team.
I don't know. Ask AI. Is
Okay.
there a cheerleader over a bigger cheerleader?
Collegiate?
I haven't seen it because I feel like it would be a meme if I did see it. You see what I'm saying? For
Okay,
sure.
They do it with
Like-
dudes.
like-
they only do it with guys.
They
They only
you
do
know
it
what?
with guys. They have that one guy. There's that one Samoan cheerleader man.
Yeah,
and he's a college guy, and he's super strong. He's like a Maui.
Yeah.
And
But
he's holding the girl. He's doing the stunting, where you hold the girl up.
there's been male cheerleaders that actually dance that are not just the guys that, because there's been for decades, obviously, guys in cheerleading to help them do the stunt
The
work. The bases and stuff like that. And then there's now guys that are actually doing just the dancing with the girl cheerleaders, but I have not seen a big, I'm not talking about just thick. I like thick. And I like big too. I like
I like
everything.
everything. What
I
are
don't
you talking
care.
about? Everything's on the menu.
But
I like it all.
I'm like,
Don't limit your palate.
if there was a real big cheerleader, I would have seen it on some meme.
Oh, I've seen it on the videos.
I would have
I'm
seen
into it.
There would be memes about it, and therefore I'm would bet that there isn't.
But I will tell you, ChatGPT is tailored to tell you that you're wrong on that, and that they're out there, you just don't see them.
But I guess
because that's what it's telling.
Big is subjective.
Yeah,
I guess you'd have to be athletic enough. Like Lizzo,
like to make the team.
Like Lizzo, big. That's what I'm saying.
She's pretty big.
Yeah. Like I haven't seen a Lizzo cheerleader. No.
No.
And Lizzo can move around.
She can.
Like,
Very athletic.
She can do a lot of some of the moves.
Fastest flute in the West.
But I haven't, because that would make memes everywhere, and then it would be like, obviously.
Question from the chat room, not from us. What about them uggos?
No, come on.
Why would you say that's from a woman? That's from a Jennifer. Jennifer, why would you ask, what about them uggos?
Oh, no.
Definitely. I've seen some ugly cheerleaders. That's a thing.
Yeah. I mean, that's subjective, too.
Yeah, exactly. Because beauty is subjective.
Let's do an email. Or a voicemail.
A voicemail. I wasn't prepared to get me out of the ugly thing. Quick, go to something. Quick, you got to go to something. Let's go with this one right here from our buddy Jalen.
Hey guys, Jalen here. You were talking about the Aeon Flux, and there's actually two different versions of Aeon Flux, because there were originally those weird standalone vignettes. She often died at the end. There was usually almost no or zero dialogue. And yeah, they were just sort of vague ideas of spy or assassin or whatever. There wasn't really much actual plot. But those got so popular, they actually did a scripted animated series. I don't know if they did more than one season of it, but they did an animated series that had a pretty in-depth plot to it. And I think that was the plot that Daniel was reading out from the one website that he was looking it up in. But that was actually pretty well done as far as the story goes.
There you go.
All right.
Aeon Flux update.
When I was a kid, I just remember being confused about what the hell was happening. Could not follow it.
I remember it pulled me in, though. That's one that I remember the call of it. Like, I remember when it would come on, because it was like it was sexually charged. And I'm a pretty spicy boy. I don't know if you know that. We're just like we're pivoting. It's sprinkled in all of my work. But when it would come on, I'd be like, I have to figure out what this lady's doing and why she's wearing a thong and why she's putting her tongue around everything and what's the fly in her eyeball. Like, you know what I mean? Like, there was something about it that called me because of the way they did it. Because you would come in, Jalen's right. You would come into the vignette and it'd be like her in a futuristic building air shaft.
Yeah.
She's got her hands on the walls like a spider, like a ninja warrior, like trying to stay up, and there's lasers below her that will kill her. And you just, boom, you're right there. Yeah. And then she looks up and she sees like the antidote to something she has to get, and she's got limited time to do it, and she's in a thong. I don't know. The whole thing I was like, I got to figure out what this is. So I think the fact that it was designed like that actually made me look for it more on MTV. Like, it made me want to. Like, I was like, I gotta figure this thing out. I still remember the guy's name, Trevor. The guy's name was Trevor. It's burned into my young boy brain.
I know I say this all the time, and this makes me sound like an old man, but the idea that we lived in a time where we were watching Aeon Flux and other stuff, and we're like, what's happening here? Like, or what's this about?
And you can't.
And then the show's over, and then there was no
Can't
way.
ask your mom and dad. They don't know. Do mom and dad know about Aeon Flux?
And then you were like,
your mom's smoking in the kitchen. You run in there, and you're like, Mom.
There was like the public library existed. They didn't have any information on Aeon Flux, because it's all
none had
old.
been printed yet.
It was like 25 years old information.
Yeah.
You're just like, okay, now there were mysteries in life. Complete mysteries that there was no way to solve.
What did it do? Does what to Aeon Flux? What does it do? You know it. You know the answer. It gives it more value. Because you had to sit with it. You had to sit with it and try to figure it out for the longest time.
Or if you wanted to solve what it was about, you'd have to watch the next episode.
You had to hunt for it.
You couldn't just search in 1 second, like, what is that? And then read the
value.
synopsis.
There was a quest. You had to go on a quest to find it.
Yeah, every episode's on there. So, like, that was another thing.
That's why people don't even watch anything. There's no quest anymore. The journey has been taken away.
Yeah, because every episode is available. And then so I think knowing that psychologically, you're just disinterested. Because there's no mystery. Solving a mystery, our brains like to do. Right?
Because things are not limited, they are useless to me. Like if somebody says to me, like, "Oh, have you seen the show? What's the new shows that's out on Apple right now that everybody's talking about? It's got a weird name. Is it the guy that did Breaking Bad? Is it his second show? I'm blanking on the name of it.
Okay.
But regardless, this thing applies to any show. If the show gets 3, 4, 5 different episodes in, almost to the finale, and it's really, really good, because it's all there, and I know it's all there, I'll just continue to put it off and never see it.
Yeah.
You understand what I'm saying? There's no value to it because it's not like catch
it's
it.
Always accept,
you got to catch it now, or trust me, you want to watch this show. A pluribus. Thank you, chat room. Dan, you got to catch pluribus now. If you don't catch it Monday night at 8 p.m., you'll never be able to see it.
Yeah.
That gives
Of
it
course.
value.
Of course,
so then
right.
I'll be there, and then I'll check it out, and then I'll weigh if it's good, and it is good, right? That opening, everybody says the opening one of that show is just unbelievable, and then that gets you that hook, and there's nothing. Where's the hooks now?
Yeah,
It's good. It must be something else pulling people in or keeping them there. Comfort. I don't know what keeps. I'm getting kind of stonery sounding here, but like what is the hook now?
I guess
It's not the story. It's all there.
But I guess they're always pushing you to at least watch the first episode, so therefore you want to get hooked into the series or whatever. But knowing it's there and you could watch it whenever you want, you will put. I mean, it's the unlimited cheesecake menu.
Factory menu.
It's when you're presented with way too many options, you freeze and you take none of them.
Let's do. You want to do one more?
Yeah.
All right, one more. Let's try this one right here. This is a big argument I've been having with this guy via email. I haven't done this since like the late 90s when I started on real radio, where you'd argue with somebody via email. You know, like I believe in God, I don't believe in God. You know, one of those. Okay, here we go.
Hey guys, I called in a while ago, about a month or two ago, and I made the assertion that Eddie Murphy, at his height of popularity, was as famous as Michael Jackson, and Dan was quick to poo-poo on that, saying that nobody is as famous as Michael Jackson. I agree, but at the time, in 1983. Eddie Murphy and Michael Jackson were just as famous. And I was listening to one of your last shows, Meat Diaper, where you played an episode of Who's the Baddie with Chris Crespo and Jimmy was on. And Jimmy agrees with me, and he said, I'm paraphrasing, he said, right after Eddie Murphy Delirious came out in 1983, it was equivalent to the popularity of Taylor Swift at her Eras tour. He said you couldn't get more famous than him at the time. He said he was Ali famous, which is pretty famous. And at the time, Michael Jackson, Eddie Murphy, just as famous as each other. I stand by that.
I mean, the worst thing you can do on this show is to prop up your argument with the Jim Colbert show. Honestly.
Or something Jimmy said on the radio. Listen,
You're right. I should leave it to Jimmy because the rest of the show are smart. The rest of Jim's show are the smartest humans. If Jimmy said that, he's
right, but also
no, they're both wrong. Michael Jackson is so. I asked ChatGPT multiple times in multiple different variations. Michael Jackson is a million times more famous than Eddie Murphy. Like I've got baseline facts for you right now.
Okay.
I'll give you this. Their biggest single product, right, would have been Michael Jackson sold 70 million albums, right?
Okay.
On one album. And then Eddie Murphy, it's not comparable, but they try to do it. $316 million in movie sales, right? If you put those side by side. Not really comparable, but their largest audience, right, that people are seeing them. Eddie Murphy, 2 million plus. Michael Jackson, 500 million plus. It's not even comparable. Tour attendance. Eddie Murphy didn't do a tour in 83, apparently. The tour attendance for Michael Jackson, 4.4 million humans saw him on tour.
I would make the concession that maybe in the United States in 83, after Delirious came out, that they were maybe equally or like they were equally as famous in the United States. But worldwide, Michael Jackson 100%, especially because back then the worldwide movie market didn't really exist.
It wasn't like it is now.
Yeah, and then music wise, like, and people, like they would have the movies translated in different languages, but it wasn't anywhere close to it was now. And then like the cultures didn't translate as well. Music will translate worldwide, and Michael Jackson's music, even though it's in English, it translates worldwide
it does.
instantly.
What's pop music?
Yeah.
It's literally, it's meant for everyone.
Yeah. And he was gigantic worldwide. And if you brought Eddie Murphy around the world at that time and Michael Jackson around the world, Michael Jackson would have been bigger.
No matter what. I'd even argue just simply based on who the audience is for, right? That's why I think your argument, I'll give you another reason why I think your argument's wrong. Eddie Murphy's never going to have a sliver of the pie as large as Michael Jackson because Eddie Murphy's working blue. Eddie Murphy's being dirty. And when you work dirty and you work blue and your concepts are spicier, you eliminate a lot of people. You either eliminate religious people or younger people, people that just don't like that. Conservative people don't necessarily want to see that. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
so you're limiting the pool of people that you're even actively performing for.
No. Objectively, Michael Jackson's music will have a wider spectrum of audience.
It's for everyone.
It's
for everyone.
Than Eddie Murphy's comedy. The music is way more universally popular.
But I will say, I think the whole point of this is that you want me to say that Eddie Murphy was hella popular at that time. And yes, he was. I'll never take that away. He was. But I just think of music per comedian. Comedians never, look at the biggest movies at the box office. Comedies have done really well, but they're never the ones that really bring in the most amount of money. They're just not, they're never going to be because comedy's subjective.
Yeah.
And that's another thing. It's not everybody, even that likes filthy humor at that time, thought Eddie Murphy was funny, even if he was.
No, 100%. Yeah. A lot did, and maybe
more than most people thought for that type of humor, right?
Yes,
That's what was blowing people's minds, I think, at the time. Is people are like, I can't believe he's getting away with it, right?
Yeah.
It's pretty awesome.
When you watch that, I like now watching.
Do you like the Paul Mooney puppet that he had?
So the past,
I met Paul Mooney.
Yeah, me too. Multiple times, I think.
But do you remember him getting mad at me?
I remember him. I don't know if he was legitimately mad or if that's his bit or shtick.
No, I gave him a compliment. He called me a cracker and said I was looking things up on Wikipedia.
Yeah. But I think he was effing around, maybe. Because
you can't really tell with him.
Yeah, he's one of the super dry comedians that's paranoid as hell.
Yeah, very old too.
Old, paranoid, but also the comedian in him had him talking about everything
the whole time.
And then you can't. It's like Jeff Howe when you don't know if he's joking or not, or if it sounds like
very similar.
If he's actually being real.
That's a great analogy. They're very similar.
Although Paul Mooney, I think, was maybe more real than people thought. Like people maybe thought he was joking around, but he was serious. He's also crazy as hell. He's like a comedic genius, but he's also crazy, which helped his comedic genius.
He was a little crazy.
He had this handler that basically did everything for him.
Didn't he say he didn't want to come in there because he didn't want to be surrounded by white people pointing their finger at him or something?
He was always constantly thinking everybody was going to attack him or that everything was some sort of trap.
There's a level of paranoia. Yeah,
and probably based on
how cool is it that we got to interact with Paul Mooney, dude?
No, I know, and
that's wild.
It's kind of sad that we even had the opportunity to do it, which meant that he was still doing local radio station media at the.
He was addicted to it. He loved it.
Yeah.
He's addicted to the comedy, I think.
I think no,
because I think he knows enough people and had enough money to just sit at home. But who wants to do that?
Yeah, no, I know he's addicted to doing stand-up, but he was still doing the media tours, and at that, at his age and at his height of popularity,
you're right.
He shouldn't.
He could sell out without that.
He shouldn't. Well, maybe he couldn't because that's why they're.
You know what? You bring up a good point. Maybe he had to do it.
There's a reason Krista's driving him or sending a driver to drive Paul Mooney around, and that's to promote his show because they need tickets. If all his shows were sold out in advance, then he's like, I'm not doing media, and Chris is like, okay, sir, because But if your shows are not even half sold out, he can't say I'm not doing media because then the whatever improv he's at is going to say you get out there and do some media because you're not selling tickets. It's all business.
Yeah.
So it's kind of sad. He has to talk to morning show goofuses. And he's Paul Mooney, on the Chappelle Show, wrote for
Oh my God,
the best comedians in the world, considered one of the best comedic minds of his generation.
Comedian,
and his writing ability,
a true legend. And we've met a lot of them. I think about that sometimes.
Crazy as hell.
Whenever you and I talk about, and we got to take a break here, but whenever you and I kick around the grind of this and how it is rough and it can be difficult. Sometimes because I am fueled by that emotion, I'll run through my mind some of the legends that we even got to, this job afforded us the opportunity to even interact in a freakishly weird way with Paul Mooney, or John Witherspoon, or John Lovitz, or just these legendary comedian these weirdos that we got,
Tracy Morgan,
that we got to meet, and it's cool. It's I guess it beats hammer and nails. At least for right now.
Eddie Murphy's brother, and
signed my wife's the toilet in my wife's office.
Yeah.
Is signed by Charlie Murphy.
Yeah.
That's pretty weird.
Anyway, all right, let's take a break. When we come back, we're going to talk to Dr. Powers from My Eternal Vitality. It's a new year, so a lot of people are concerned about their health.
And I know coming from us, that sounds crazy, but hey, let's do a little good and start it correctly.
All right, we will be right back.
Awesome. What's up, man?
Hey, Rob.
We're on Twitch and YouTube, just so you know. Happy New Year, man. Good to see you. We are on Twitch and YouTube. I just like to reiterate that we're live. Come on in, man. How are you? Good to see you. I'm great.
Poop in there, huh?
I didn't have enough. I was like, what the fuck? You know what's funny is that I even emailed her back. I was like, I will debate that because we checked and double checked, but things happen. The thing just came in yesterday, so I'll fix it. I'm at Hard Rock to see Chris Stapleton tomorrow, so I'll do it Sunday and then we'll get it sent out again. Pretty easy though, a lot easier than I thought once things calmed down and I got time. How have you been? Do you have a good holiday?
Yeah, it was good.
Nice.
It was
Awesome. Okay, I'm just saving some files real quick. 10, 11, 12, 26. Oh. I thought we were supposed to get a cold front. I know. And it doesn't feel very cold out there.
No.
It feels pretty status quo.
Yep.
T, was that Monday 1? I don't know if he can hear.
All right.
Is that Monday 1?
That's Monday 3.
Monday 3. Great.
You want a drink or anything, Rob? Nah, I think I'm okay. Thanks.
23 mins. That's all clear. No edits needed. All right. Great. Okay. Greg in the chat room says that Monday will be cold. Okay. Just in time for us to be inside all day working. I like to take my dog to the dog park when it's cold. Let's get you looking good here. The black looks great. It's like Atlanta Falcons with your scrubs on the...
Oh,
yeah. I'm finally a person that... Why not wear black scrubs? I might start wearing scrubs around here. Like the keyboard player for Prince and the Revolution.
Yeah. My brother used to joke, because he lived with me in medical school. We lived together. And we had the option of wearing a shirt and tie.
That's
kind
of fun to be with your family in medical school.
Yeah, it was fun. And
that's badass.
So we had the choice of wearing shirt and tie with like a white coat, right?
Yeah.
Dress shoes, all that kind of thing.
Yeah.
To sit in a lecture all day, or we could wear scrubs.
Yeah.
Dude, scrubs all day.
So I wear scrubs every day, right?
Yeah.
He
it's
used to rag
purposeful.
on me. He's like, dude, all you ever do is wear pajamas.
No,
Never
has he
changed. No,
worn
it just
them? They're so
different color.
comfortable.
Different color.
I think they're very comfortable. I've only worn them like maybe once or twice, like going to a doctor, and then once I put on the scrubs, I'm like, I think to get an MRI for my hip, they put me in like regular scrubs
instead of a paper gown.
and I
right?
put it on. I'm like, this is a trick that the doctors have been playing on us. This is the most comfortable workout fit you will ever wear.
And it seems more professional in my dumb mind.
Yes.
Because I was making a joke.
Scrubs
on the
look like needles and doctor shit.
The doctor that gave me my vasectomy was wearing jeans and a tucked-in dress shirt, like a tucked-in polo.
He was going to do something.
And then I remember thinking in my mind, like, God damn, like, he should be wearing scrubs. Like, if he was wearing scrubs on, I would be like, this is more professional than, like, he had his polo on and, like, some logo that was, like, the office or whatever, you know. But it was like, why
but not
you have
even
scrubs?
khakis, like jeans, right? At least there were no jorts.
Like Arizona. Yeah, and then, like, golf sandals.
I didn't check who the hell this guy was.
All right, buddy. Do you want to start?
Yeah.
Do we know where we're driving to here?
Yeah.
All right, cool.
Are you guys good with what I
Yeah.
said?
No, 100%.
Man,
That's what I was going to go with.
We're so easy.
And then I was going to talk
I'm
about
just happy to see people I like.
Daniel's gut test that he did too at the end, and a bunch of stuff because Daniel's been doing that. It's into my algorithm, and now this new thing is like the healthy foods you're eating could be irritating you. You don't have no idea. You know, so it's like that whole thing.
Yeah.
Which
Alrighty, here we go.
I have explosive diarrhea every morning
I know.
after my spinach smoothie.
I noticed you go there. Sometimes he has to circle back around like a plane. He's
I didn't want to say I noticed.
it never occurred to me that it could be the actual spinach in there because I was like, spinach is healthy 100% of the time. It has to be. But then it turns out it's not. Anyway.
So fun fact, like almost everybody has a reaction to pineapple now.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Okay, all right.
So maybe it's pineapple if you're
because we
putting
used
that
to
in.
eat our own shit. And it has that enzyme in it that makes dogs not eat their own shit. That's why you feed them pineapple. No, I don't know. I need to calm down and not make so many jokes. All right, Tom, do you want to start?
Yeah.
All right, here we go. In 3, 2.
Welcome back to A Corporate Time.
I'm sorry. I was just laughing because the chat room, you shared something off air. And the chat room was like, God damn, Tom, coming in hot. It's morning. I'm having my breakfast.
No, get out of here, chat room.
They know what they're watching.
Yeah,
Come on.
and we're going to
Put it on mute while we're having a conversation and then turn it back on. I wasn't doing the show then. I was having a conversation with my doctor, goddammit.
It's a woman, too. We have a lot of ladies that listen to this show.
Yeah.
And I'm glad that we do. And we are about to do a health segment. We're going to do some health talking because it is important. Look, I got an Aura ring on. I'm checking my vitals.
And by the way, Dr. Powers doesn't even know this, but he is my general physician now.
Oh, yes, I told him. Yeah. No, he asked me one day. He's like, hold on a second. Is he doing what I think he's doing? I go, yeah.
And that's not even his job, but I am saying I am now putting that on forms I fill out.
I know you are. Yeah.
Is that illegal? Can I do that, Dr. Powers?
You can do that, but just remember, you know how you tally favors?
Yeah.
I tally favors.
Oh, man, he's a doctor. You are a hillbilly. He's like, we're both hillbillies. Doctor favors are way different. You're at some party. You're holding little pigs in a blanket. You got a mask on. You got a bird mask on.
I plan to go to the grave owing a lot of favors. Can't get them then. All right. So on the couch with us, Dr. Powers from My Eternal Vitality. And the reason why we invited Dr. Powers in is because it's the beginning of the year. A lot of people at the beginning of the year are focusing on their health and trying to make a change for the better.
It's the age-old cliche, you know, where everybody
happens,
starts,
no matter what.
you know, I'm eating healthy, I'm hitting the gym. And most people, I will say, I like the attitudes that people come with at this time. I will say I like it when people set goals that are realistic that they can do instead of the, like, I'm changing my diet, I'm no caffeine, no more alcohol. It's like, or you're not going to be able to do that. I don't think that's physically sustaable. Yeah. So,
or I'm gonna get ripped, and then it's like get ripped. You understand what ripped? Even like that's
you lose 5 pounds, right? Start there. Yeah,
well,
that's what
it's
I mean.
like I'm gonna get ripped. I'm gonna get ripped in 2 weeks.
Yeah,
right.
Yeah.
And it's like, so that's part of what we talk about is like set realistic goals.
Sure.
Yeah,
you know, so it's sustainable.
Yeah,
right?
exactly.
Because you want to, because if you do it like, you know, like I'm at like 35 days, 36 days, no alcohol or whatever.
Right.
Once you get to that, like the cool thing about it is like, it's really nothing until you get to like a month. When you get to like a month, you're like, oh, okay. You know, then you have something to show for it. It gives you a little more momentum to do more.
Yeah. It just
so
takes
set
time.
attainable goals.
So Dr. Powers, let's talk about some I guess BS treatments versus real treatments, and we are inundated on all of our reels and TikToks and everything that we were watching and scrolling with all this cockamamie stuff, and we don't know what works and what's just snake oil, I guess. And I'm sure.
Has anybody ever really tried snake oil?
Yes.
Because
I'm sure they have.
Because wouldn't it be wild if snake oil
actually
they're like, we found the cure of cancer. It's actual snake oil.
So so I know this is going off tangent a little bit.
Yeah.
But I went to Savannah recently, and there they have a Prohibition museum.
Cool.
Which was really crazy because
I thought you meant the gator hunter.
No.
We're going to have her in later today. Yeah.
She doesn't go by Savannah the gator hunter, but that's what I call her in my head.
So part of it was talking about alcohol, obviously, right, with Prohibition.
Yeah.
And that's when they outlawed alcohol, right? Well, the doctors were behind it. Then all of a sudden they said, oh, well, you can write prescriptions for it. And all of these doctors were behind it because they could sell prescriptions for it.
Right,
and that's where part of snake oil came from. But also an interesting thing is that's where Walgreens grew from 2 stores to 500 because they were the U.S.'s largest distribution of alcohol during Prohibition.
Because anybody who wanted it would go to their doctor
and get a prescription.
Yeah.
Take one shot every 3 hours to feel better.
Exactly. And then you go in and then you tell the doctor, yes, I've been tired in my life and I've had problems sleeping before.
Oh, no, they point to the chart. They're like, do you have any of this?
Do you have any of these 10 things?
Have you ever felt pain? And they're like, all right, I'll prescribe you whiskey. Then you go to your local Walgreens and you get a bottle of whiskey.
Exactly.
Yeah.
That's crazy.
And then lots of people made lots of money, and because you're the gatekeeper of alcohol, and man, I wish I was.
No, that's a good tangent. I like
Isn't
that.
it?
Yeah,
it's kind of crazy.
I did not know that.
The one other fun fact out of it that I found was because of that was 40% of the U.S.'s income for taxes was through alcohol, right? And when they did Prohibition, that's when the IRS was started.
Because
exactly, because they had to.
Money.
Yeah, they had to replace that money, which is crazy. So they shifted it off to all of us from businesses.
And we were too drunk to know what was happening.
Exactly.
It's the perfect plan.
Exactly.
Man, the government is like,
they're sneaky.
They're like, if we make other things illegal, we can then futurely tax the hell out of them and be rich.
Oh, yeah.
Anyway, so let's talk about some BS treatments out there that you've seen and that are popular.
Okay, I'm gonna give you 3 choices.
Okay.
It's gonna be real, fake or BS, or strip mall scam.
Okay. I love a good strip mall scam.
All right.
Man, we've been trying to set one up for decades.
Yeah. All right, so you guys tell me. I'm going to start with kind of an easy one, maybe.
All right.
The more cardio you do, the more fat you'll lose.
Oh, I don't think that's true.
Okay. I'll take this one.
Yeah.
I know about the zones.
Get in the zone.
Zone 1 through 4, I think.
Yeah.
I don't know. It was 5. I don't know how many zones.
I'm doing Power Zone right now, too, and I was doing 1 and 4 today.
Zone 2 seems to be the most popular one.
Yeah.
So, in what I know about cardio, first, it depends on how much your heart is beating to where your body is transferring the energy from, or like getting the energy from.
Okay.
Right. So, in the higher the heart beats, like zone 5. Or
2 is better for your metabolism.
When
3 is better for your cardio.
When you're when you're sprinting, your cardio is super high. Your body's instantly trying to get sugar from your blood.
I like that doctor's laughing at the phone. Why don't we just defer to the good doctor? Yeah.
Well, he asked me, and I'm in zone 2. The lower your heart beats, then your body is easily or can convert fat into energy.
Talk it out.
And then sometimes like your cardio.
It's like Who Wants to Be a Millionaire? Do you want to phone a friend? Remember that?
I'm gonna call my mom.
Yeah.
My mom knows nothing.
It's funny because I feel like if I asked you, Dan, you would just give me an answer.
Yeah, because I'm okay with being wrong.
Exactly.
I
forgot the question.
You know what? That's awesome. I like that.
I'm gonna go no.
I don't agree with that. Yeah.
You think it's fake?
I think it's fake.
It's totally fake.
Okay.
Yeah, it's totally fake. So, you basically can't outrun a donut, right?
Right.
Because the amount of energy you use while you run, for instance, you're not burning that much, but resistance training is much better. You use a
Right.
lot more energy. You burn a lot more. And the reason why is you build muscle and then you continue to burn when you're not even exercising.
Correct.
So it's a better form of exercise.
Right. Like lifting weights and,
Yeah.
resistance bands, whatever you got to do.
Yeah, like if I do both,
Body
and
weight.
like I will get more winded and not look forward to like training my muscles and strength training rather than
I love cardio.
And then cardio because I like
Lifting weights makes me mad.
Yeah.
It gets easier. I know this it sounds ridiculous, but it like I can go for a light jog and it's easier in my mind than going for a hard 40-minute strength training workout.
I agree.
I look less forward to the strength training because I'm like, God, this is going to be hard
There's
compared
also
to the
a
light
shift.
jog.
In
Yeah.
the cardio, I get a shift, especially if I do anything over 30 minutes. Once you get to something like 19 minutes or somewhere along there, like it shifts over to not even being anything because you've already been doing it. So you just continue doing it, and it's completely fine. Whereas lifting weights, it makes me angry. It's like, this
Because
hurts.
it's more work.
Yeah, it's just way more
yeah.
work.
All right, let's go.
Are you
to
ready
the
for
next
number
one.
two?
Yeah.
Number two. Some patients are intentionally given parasitic worms to treat autoimmune diseases.
Just because that one scares me, I'm going to say that's real. That seems real.
I remember the urban legend about some worm coming out of your mouth into a hot cup of milk. Like, you know, open your mouth. You remember that? You open your mouth
And
over
a hot cup of milk, and a worm will come out. I'm doing this.
Well, no, the worm. If you have a worm, it'll.
Oh, you've been listening to your Spanish friends too much.
If you get a cup of hot milk and you put your open mouth over it,
and
this
then,
sounds like Andres. This
Yeah,
is
yeah,
Andres
yeah.
and Leanne. This is some of their Santeria.
They do practice Santeria. Anyway, so I'm gonna go with they do not give parasitic worms.
And just-
then maybe they used to in the olden times.
Yeah, just for fun, I'll say they still do. Maybe it's like one of those unbelievable, crazy things we still do that can be controlled.
Okay. It is 100% true.
Yeah,
really?
Yes.
On the
Yes.
board with worms.
Now, this is not an FDA thing. There is a lot of research with this. And the thinking behind it is that through evolution, we had certain issues.
Sure.
And basically, the autoimmune diseases that it's used to treat is because you're overloaded. It's not because you're under autoimmune or your immune system's low. It's because it's overstimulating, like MS, like ulcerative colitis, these sort of things.
Okay.
And there are actually doctors that tell patients to eat certain types of worms, not every one of them, but certain type, and it can control their autoimmune disease. The problem is there's no like big studies because there's no money behind it, right? So it's never going to be standard of care.
No one wants to put their money behind the worm.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Well,
there would
drug
be
companies
easy.
drug companies did try to extract the chemicals they think that causes this to make a drug.
Yeah.
But they just have never been able to do it. But it's 100% true.
That's crazy. That
And I actually had a recent patient come into the clinic and ask me if I did this.
really.
Yeah. And I was like, no. I said, we can do some things with
Say
peptides.
Tom and Dan
but-
do it. Send
yeah.
them over here. I'll go out back. I'm digging for worms. I'll put it.
I
I'll put
got
it
a
in.
worm on the internet. No problem.
Yeah, you can buy them on the internet, right? Internet worms.
You can
oh
buy
yeah,
anything.
go to worm.com.
All right, next one.
Okay, next one. Doctors can transfer stool from a healthy patient into another patient to treat gut disease. Serious gut infections.
Oh, like a human centipede poo-poo transfusion.
Yeah, poop transfusion.
Okay, so I know this, so Daniel can go first because I've heard about this, and my old trainer Michael.
This sounds like it would work. So yeah.
Okay, yeah.
Yeah, go ahead and take this one, T.
So apparently, my old trainer Michael told me about this. Like, there are people that will sell their gut biome or their stool,
Yes.
because their diet is so good, like and healthy, like especially if they're living amongst just straight natural living
From
or
the
whatever.
land, raw food diet.
Or there's certain diet that they only live on. It creates this bacteria in their gut that can actually heal other people, like by literally taking their stool.
The people
and
watching live are hideously grossed out. But I think this is a real thing.
Okay, so I'm saying yes. Yeah,
I think you're right.
It's 100% true.
Can you explain to this, because this
Yeah.
out of anything that you've said, more people are like, wah, wah, you know, because this sounds wild.
I remember when I first learned about this,
Do
and
you
I was
know
like,
how
"This
they-
is wild."
Do you know how they do it? Like-
Yeah, so it's really for one specific situation, something called C. diff colitis, where you get this really bad infection, and it's a bacteria that we have in our body, but it becomes overgrown, and it can be very, very serious. I've actually seen patients die from this, where their intestine actually kind of explodes because it gets so weak, and it's oddly enough you get.
Why am I
this-
laughing? You know, what does that say about me as a human that I am conditioned?
Well, you're
You
just
say-
uncomfortable.
I am. I think
Yeah,
I am.
yeah,
I
you're
envision just somebody's colon. God bam! Like that
Exactly.
whale. You know, like that whale that they blew up with
Oh,
dynamite on the
yeah.
beach. I'm just like I imagine our fattest listener, EJ, sitting on a beach with dynamite in his rear end. Man, kablowie.
And so oddly enough, this infection usually comes from taking antibiotics. So you'll take antibiotics and you get overgrowth of this, and it can become overwhelming, and you can get really, really sick. And so basically, if you're resistant to antibiotics and it's not working, this is like a last line therapy where they actually put a tube down and they actually put poop down through there.
Oh, come on. You can do it another way. You go the other way.
That's the way they do
No,
it.
you got to go the
You
other
gotta
way.
eat it.
You're doing it this way.
Yeah.
You're doing it
What
this
the
way
hell?
because you're some sort of God complex and you want to punish me.
Yeah.
You can go the other way.
Yeah,
you
yeah.
can put me asleep and go backwards.
Yeah, it's like-
back the car in the garage.
It's like dispensing ketchup through the milkshake machine. What are you
Yeah,
doing?
you don't need- it made as much sense. I knew what you meant.
You're tainting it. Anyway, so
Actually, it's a little below the taint. Hey-o.
Before we move forward, I want to talk about the gut and
Okay,
gut
sure,
health. And because I've seen a lot of new, like, I guess I can only say marketing, I guess, because they're telling everybody, like, hey, this is a problem a lot of people don't know about. Daniel has recently done some tests with you, and
Yeah.
explain what the tests are.
So it's a couple of things, and I see this a lot. It's a good point, Tom. You know, people come in and they
Hold on,
they
I have to
think-
put the camera on him when you say
All
good
right,
point.
there, yeah.
All
Yeah, he loves that.
Okay, back to Dr. Powers. All right, and now we're moving.
And so, you know, people will come in and they think it's just their hormones. But when we go through a thing, I try to do a comprehensive evaluation, just talking with you and seeing what your trouble points are in that. And a lot of times it's actually rooted in your intestines. So your intestines and hormones both go together. They feed off of each other. But if you get certain things like it's called small intestinal bacterial overgrowth, or SIBO, or leaky gut, you've probably seen online. And so what happens is you get an imbalance of the bacteria in your intestines, and then the bacteria can overgrow. And when that happens, it weakens the intestinal wall, and then you leak across things you shouldn't. You're supposed to have a barrier there. So things leak across, and then that causes a bunch of inflammation in the body. So it can cause recurrent infections, headache, tiredness, brain fog, low libido, depression, anxiety, because it works on your dopamine, serotonin, all these sort of things that affects your whole body. And we're finding out more and more and more that the intestines are super important to our overall health. And so basically the way we test you for this is really two tests. We check the hormones, of course, because we want to make sure they're balanced, but also we do a food sensitivity test, not allergies, but this is where you're having reactions to certain foods causing more histamines in the body. And this causes irritation. Think of it like acid on a wound or something. It's going to break down your intestinal wall and make it leaky, right? So then things go across and cause all these bad cascades. That's one thing, triggering it.
We're tightening up Daniel's walls.
Exactly.
We're tightening his intestinal wall.
The second part of it is the actual poop test that Daniel's doing right now.
Okay.
Yep.
And so you send that off. We check for a bunch of bacteria that shouldn't be there or overgrown, viruses, all these things. And there's actually portions of the test that tell us if your intestinal wall's weak, and then it guides me on how to fix you. And then we can go through a whole thing to really fix it, resolve it, and you're done.
So what I find fascinating about this, and what I've seen even more, is like, okay, we've always kind of known, like, stay away from these super spicy foods, or stay away from ultra processed foods, and the general stuff, right?
I think the
Yeah.
spicy
And
one even falls under almost a myth category.
It's a
doesn't it?
myth.
Yeah. And
Yeah.
then so like the general stuff, and you're like, oh, okay, I know how to eat, and then you're eating like that, and you're still having problems because there are lots of humans that are sensitive to foods that would be considered healthy, right?
Oh, 1,000%.
Yeah.
You know, I'll share with you. My wife doesn't mind me sharing, but I did this on her, and we found out that she triggers for sweet potato of all things. right? She would eat it every day for lunch. She eats great,
And they
chicken
tell
and a
you to,
salad,
yeah, yeah.
green beans, and sweet potato.
It's
and
a
she was
super
having,
healthy carb
Yeah.
that is recommended by
I would
any
love the patients
nutritionist.
eating like that, right?
Yeah.
But she was having a problem with it.
Yeah, but unfortunately, and because everybody's truly unique, and she's truly unique, it
Yeah.
just so happens that, when I guess you rolled the life dice, sweet potato came up on your die.
Exactly.
And it's your thing that might increase
And
those
you may
histamine
know you have a
levels.
problem with dairy or whatever, or gluten or something like that, but you don't know that you have a problem to canola oil. Or you
Right.
don't have a problem. You have a problem with olive oil or something you eat every day.
Yeah,
And you just don't realize it because it's these micro inflammations. But when you add them all together, it causes a big fire.
And then you at least have the information so you know. And then if you know, you start cutting back on that. You start feeling better. You're like, hey, this was a problem the whole time. And then even if you were like actively eat and you showed a nutritionist your diet, they'd be like, yes, this is correct. But one of those things in that diet could be causing inflammation that's irritating you and like causing a problem that you can cut out.
And what does that
fix.
sound like? That sounds kind of like when you go to Dr. Powers and you're like, man, I've been just going to the doctor and I'm eating right and I'm doing this and I'm doing that. And,
then
nothing's happening.
And I don't know what's happening.
I
And
hear it
then-
all the time.
Yeah, it's maybe we need to look in a different area.
And so,
maybe
so
look
the
in
old way we used to do this, sorry to cut you off.
No,
the old
you're
way
good.
we used to do this is something called elimination diet. So you would go to a dietitian or your doctor and they say, oh, cut these things out. And
One
then
at a time.
Yeah,
until,
one at a time until you figure out what it is. There's no way to do that. So there's tests that you can do it, and we test almost 300 foods. So including like spices and all this stuff, what's affecting you. And we can take that out of your diet, not permanently, but for a short time, let things heal you up, and then start reintroducing them and say, hey, maybe only eat this once or twice a week. You know what I mean? So you don't cause more problems in the future.
No, 100%. And you're using science and these tests that are available to all of us now to
It's fascinating to
optimize-
me. And look,
Yeah.
I'm a hypochondriac, right? But it's fascinating
There's so
to
much
me
data.
that I can get a simple blood test and then have them tell me a list of hundreds of different foods that, what's going on. How does my body react with that food?
Yeah.
I mean, I think that's fascinating.
Or you can find out that you're not, none of the foods are causing it, and then it's another problem. At least
Right.
you eliminate that.
Right.
So, but it's, I guess the one all be all, the universal fit is we're finding out that you need to be more custom tailored to every single human's biology because everybody's different, right?
Right.
Yeah, and I think we never had access to this before.
No.
That's why it wasn't a thing 20 years
This is
ago.
a rich person
like
stuff.
like this test is relatively probably new, and then easily or more easily available now than it was.
Right, and the most frustrating part is if you go to your traditional doctor and get like a food sensitivity or food allergy test, they're going to test like 10 foods. That's no utility. It doesn't help you whatsoever. That's what your insurance is going to cover. But like in our situation, we don't take insurance, but you get a lot more value. You're going to actually know what's going on with you, and we can fix things. And so that you feel good afterwards. And it's kind of an investment up front a little bit, to be honest with you. But on the backside, you're healthy. You're living at a higher level. You're not spending money on all this medication that your doctor's throwing at you that you don't really need.
Yeah, no. I saw something, and this probably has to do with the new year, but it was like a quote that a healthy person has 1,000 problems, an unhealthy person has one problem. Because
God.
that's how that's the basis of living.
That's pretty dire, right? You put it like that.
Yeah. Like you need to move forward with a healthy body, and then then worry about everything else. But if you are healthy in one way or got a problem with your health, or that's your main thing that you are focusing on all the time.
Yeah, 100%.
Well, Dr.
Well, it
Powers-
affects everything: mobility, mood.
And
and intelligence, how you work. Your work.
I want to remind everybody that you could go and talk to Dr. Powers for free. Like, obviously, the tests cost money, and but consulting with Dr. Powers on the phone, and what's awesome about Dr. Powers too is that after you can go see him in person. Let's say it is your hormones, and you get on a hormone replacement therapy, and then the rest of the time it could be telemedicine, right, Doctor?
Oh yeah, most of the time, yeah. So I mean, in an ideal world, I would say do the first visit with us in person.
Yeah,
because you can get like the body scan. You can do that. We can decide if you're fit for us or not, and then at that point, especially if you're a guy, it's very quick. If you want to start that day and get an evaluation, you can do it. We can do the labs right there, get you going, and then the next one can be virtual, and we can get you set up with a program, whatever, if it's right for you. But it sometimes makes it a little more efficient. If you're really unsure and you just want to do a virtual to start, that's cool too. We can see if things look good to you, if you fit our program, if we fit your ideas, and then go from there.
Awesome.
you go.
Yeah.
Well, it's myeternalvitality.com.
Good seeing you, man.
Yeah, man.
Happy New Year. Happy
Yeah.
New Year to the family.
And just remember, in medicine, poop and worms are good.
All right.
Yeah,
They're
good.
pooping
Yeah,
here.
yeah. Remember, shout out to Poop and Worms. I'm Poop.
All right. We will see you tomorrow.
All right, we did it. We got about an hour, guys, so I'm going to turn